and I'm going to just tune in for a minute and ask how they'd like to begin. We are here and do greet you in this moment, this day. For all in this time are in a state of flux, for there is much going on in the world of form from many different levels. And we will say that when you stop to pause and look upon what is all about you, but with a slightly whimsical, wondering perspective, as opposed to mentally posturing why this or that is occurring, then you will be more about what you might see more plainly during this time. For there are many things that are, as we say, underfoot. And so look upon each of those things with a wonderment of a child. Each of those things might be engaged with from a manner of pure potentiality. For you are stepping from one time to the next. You are stepping from a lesser than posture into a change of sorts. And we will not say whether the change is of a greater or lower caliber, for there is much in play today. And so you must wait and see from choices made, from decisions postulated upon, and then actions taken, what then does occur. For each one does have a choice in how they look upon each thing that they view. And we today will share some of those things that you might consider looking upon differently. For when you stay with one methodology, one practice, one manner of speaking, way of doing it, then you have not enlisted all that you may and might employ. And so this day, consider that it is a unique opportunity to not only come together, but to hear insights and access things a bit differently than before. For now you will see things perhaps more clearly and look through the Maya in the illusion of it all. For there is much that is in an illusionary posture. And so we will say that when you can release the mental gravity of it all and look at life in a more whimsical or imagination inspired way, then you can look and see a bit more. And so we would want to share that in the foundational and fundamental footing of all that is, this earth has presented itself with a unique opportunity for souls to enter into physical forms, to be able to experience what they could not understand before they took the form. For you see, when everything is light and fluid and flowing and of an ethereal nature, then there is not the full understanding of what it feels like to create something. And there is an energy which is known also as your purpose. It is an energy that you wanted to more deeply understand and know. You wanted to know this energy, and it is the reason you are here. It is why you took incarnation in the first place. And when you came into form and looked to enact some simplistic thing, or so you felt, the densities that buoyed themselves up here were a bit different than when postulated upon in a more etheric way. And it was a bit more taxing to undertake that which you sought. And so in leaving the life, you left the life and then returned in another body, vessel, to experience yet again some aspect of the original purpose. But there are many methodologies that are within the dynamic. And so let us say that as each incarnation has occurred, there has been a diminishment of the original intent, that the diminishment was not intended, except that there is a free will component here on earth that you are privy to and that you are aware of, and that allows you to make seemingly small choices that turn into bigger ones. Let us say that they evolve. And so over time, you have moved away from that original purpose and have postulated for a purpose that was somewhat similar, perhaps an aspect of, but not the full embodiment of what you had sought to know in an earlier time. And so we are not beating around the bush, but want to say that the intention of your essence was to understand and know. And that is why you came here. And we would like to suggest that you look upon life and recognize that there is much going on these days that is not preferred. And recognize and know that this is not especially a unique time, that there have been other times in past incarnations and past history where there are plague and famine and other atrocities such as world wars that were not preferred. And so would you also consider that you have now determined many things which you do not prefer? You recognize those things that you do not prefer in preference of those that you do. And so will you then recognize that as you look upon the world stage today, that there are many things which you can now see clearly are not preferred, not worthy of another human life, and not worthy in many regards. And so we want you to get about recognizing that this is the time for you to look about what it is that you sought to understand, what it is that your soul essence sought to understand, that it took this form and forms before it to know more clearly what was not understood at its deepest level. And so you have become a creator in form. You have become a creator in form to create what you now see as your immediate proximity. You are now in the immediate proximity that you have developed, created, and lovingly mastered to give you a space of comfort and peace. But will you also recognize that as time progresses, you will then leave this form in some form or fashion and go to an in-between state where you will again plot and plan to come back again, to consider yet again another incarnation. And what we hope to do is to break up that pattern. We hope to break up the pattern so that you will realize that you need not incarnate again, if you so choose. That you now make it about your business to look into those ethers to access the original purpose that you elicited and wanted more deeply to know. And this is what we hope to stir up within you. We want to stir it up within you so that you recognize and you feel the resonance, you feel the vibration, you feel our energy, and that you recognize that this is true for you and that it is of great significance, for it will shift how everything else progresses from this day forward in the balance of your life stream. For if you determine to roll up your sleeves and you determine to make efforts to make this the last time, the last round of incarnation, then you will look upon life's occurrences differently. You will become, as you must, the awareness of all that is. As you align to look upon all that is differently.